against the
All right.
Eagles, and we're gonna dog
Let's
them.
keep this. Let's keep these picks rolling though.
Dog.
Another AFC division or another divisional matchup. AFC South now. Jacksonville Jaguars going into Tennessee Titans. Jaguars are 4-8. Tennessee Titans 7-5. Titans are a 3.5 point favorite here. Both these teams coming off some ugly losses. Jaguars got throttled by the Lions. Titans had a rough go of it against the Philadelphia Eagles. This is a get right game for both of them. Jaguars are trying to prove that they're better than what they are. Tennessee's trying to prove that they are a threat for good teams, and so they need to have a good showing here against Jacksonville. I just think this game means more to the Titans than it does to the Jaguars. That's why I'm picking the Titans here. I think it means more. They need to prove to the to the rest of the NFL, like, yeah, we can get beat, but we can bounce back and take our licks and keep going. So I like the Titans. I like the Titans here.
I like it.
This is a tough one for me too. 3.5 points. I'd probably go on the Jaguar side with the points. I think this is going to be a close game, but I think at the end of the day, the Titans' style proves to be the reason why I'm going to take the Titans here to win the game. I haven't been a fan of the Titans all season long, and they have I think it's a 1-5 or a 1-4 record against teams with winning records this season. So they've been beating up on teams like Jacksonville all year. Um, I think they get the win at the end of the day, but stock for me with Tennessee after seeing Derrick Henry here these past couple of weeks has struggled as well. It's tough. You can see some sparks. I liked what I saw out of Traylon Burks till he got his face knocked off against the Eagles.
We were knocking people out of that game left and right, the dirty birds
the
that we
the
are.
Eagles game was very telling to how I really feel about Tennessee, which is if they don't have things go their way, they don't really have an adjustment to make on offense. Their defense
Right.
is good, but you saw they had to stack the line last week and they had to play straight man coverage, which they were already, near the bottom in pass coverage anyways. So it was a recipe that I could see coming. But against Jacksonville, I mean, Jacksonville likes to throw the ball. I think they're going to have some success there as well. But I think at the end of the day, the Titans find a way to win. How about you, Ed?
I'm going Jacksonville here. I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence. Take Jacksonville Jaguars at the end. And, yeah, I just think that they're a better-looking offense right now. And I think that
They got the weapons to attack that Titans secondary. They
Yeah.
got the weapons.
Christian Kirk's balling.
Zay Jones,
Zay
balling.
Jones balling. Etienne balling. Evan Ingram, ex-Giant, had a touchdown or two in the last week.
He's been balling for them.
Nicky should have never dropped him.
He had no game.
I should have never dropped Cook. It's all right. It's all right, Nicky. We live and we learn, baby. Moving on, though, I'm taking Jacksonville. I don't know about you, Nicky. I just think that Jacksonville is going to come out and play and try and show the opposite of what Tennessee wants. I mean, it's a divisional game too. It sucks we got nothing to go on. This is their first go at it. In a couple more weeks, we get to see them go at it again. But this first one, I think, is going to go to Jacksonville.
I wonder if when we do these picks, if there's some way towards the end of the season here, if when we can put in the percentage of we'll see if we can work in and get the percentage of how many times we've picked a team. Shouldn't be too hard to do, you know what I'm saying? Dive into it, see how many times because I picked Jacksonville's another team I've picked a lot this year, and I think I'm starting to tread away from that this game. Even though Tennessee did get beat up by the Eagles,
Well, they both lost.
They still got a recipe to win games for sure. I think they were talking about even before they were losing big that Malik was going to come in. So I don't know who's coming in. Did you guys read anything about if Tannehill's the guy or not? I'm assuming he's the guy, but
I mean, they're in first place. Tannehill's the guy.
I'm assuming he's the guy. I know they were talking about it in the third quarter of that game because he was just not playing well. And another thing though, I'm taking Tennessee here, but Jacksonville does have a defensive line to kind of do what the Eagles did to Derrick Henry. 30 rushing yards last week was tough. I think kudos to what Charlie was saying about how they have their game plan. They don't really have a backup plan if things don't go their way, and it was run the ball, and we had it figured out from the jump. Which kudos to the coaching staff and the Eagles and Jordan Davis coming back, and then Ndamukong Suh and Hargrave and Brandon Graham. We had like 6 sacks that game, so great job by them guys. But Tennessee for this game, I like it. They're only letting up 83 on the ground a game. That's really good. And they're passing for 300 or they're passing for almost 200, and they're rushing for 120. Tennessee for sure. Got to lean that way.
Detroit last week scored on their first 5 possessions on this Jacksonville team too. And then I think this is a situation to where there's a lot of youth on Jacksonville, a lot of youth, and not probably as much leadership on the field as there needs to be. So we'll see what Jacksonville is as the games continue to go, how they continue to grow and gel together. Because I think Doug Pearson's done a great job this year, but
for sure
you need some players to emerge. You need some players to emerge. I mean, Trevor didn't look good last week though. He looked like early season Trevor. So hopefully we get this most recent Trevor that we've gotten, the previous 3 or 4 games, because he did look good. He was throwing the ball for good numbers, but this last game he seemed like he took a big time step back, and obviously he got banged up in the game too. So
that was a scary pull down where he got like bent over a defender. That's like the second time in 2 years. The last year something like that happened.
Both these teams are letting up the exact amount of yards though on defense, 378.3 on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Split different amongst though.
And Jacksonville's gaining more yards than them by like 60 yards, so 55 yards. And they're scoring more points. And they're scoring more points. They're letting up a little bit more, but
not much.
The rushing yards was scary. They're letting up 113. I think Henry's going to eat this game. But like I did say about Jacksonville's defensive line, too, they do got a squad back over there. So we'll see. But I got Tennessee.
All right. Next game.